Fair to Tenure, the fancy trio. Just about three's the trio in the event. Now they're away in racing, and on the inside, Taurian Symbol missed it badly. Miss Mastvil came out well toward the outside. Thebe Land and Chrome Power were showing good early speed. Fair to Tenure is also going forward fast along the inside to be one of the leaders with Miss Mastville. In that bunch of horses too, as they settle down, was our drover from well back in the race, then Dixie Fair, and going forward is Denavia. At the head of the others, then Gearing is back third last, and well back in the field came Winnie May as they come down into the turn, and House Power brought up the rear into the straight. Miss Mastville in front of Fair to Tenure. Our drover down the extreme outsiders moving up quickly, and they're followed further out in the track by Chrome Power. Then came Denavia, and down on the inside Dixie Fair. 2:50 to go, and the leader Miss Mastville, but our drover's coming out after it strongly, and they're followed by Fair to Tenure. They're well clear of Winnie May and Denavia. Miss Mastville is hanging on with 100 to go. It's got about a length and a half in front. Gearing flying home when it's all over. Miss Mastville is going on to win it though. Miss Mastville wins from either Gearing or Fair to Tenure. Our drover weakened from Denavia. They're followed out wider by Thebe Land, Winnie May. Dixie Fair further back from Noble Powell. Well back in the field, Taurian Symbol. They're followed further back by Chrome Power, and House Power was last. Antina has drawn in 7. The all-white colours on Ebbing Tide. Off now. Jumped away fairly well. Over on the inside, Proud Dennis jumped away pretty smartly. Antina is being ridden desperately in the early stages, is going to be one of the leaders. Now the rider grabs hold of it. Going fast, Miss Mastville and Ginger and Spice and Just a Feeling are going very quickly in the early stages. Archipenko is back behind the leading division. Antina has moved up to be about fourth with Proud Dennis. Barvana's in the firing line in the early stages from Jazz Classic and a bunch field, and tailed right off at the stage is Final Fox. They run to the home turn. 500 metres to go. Miss Mastville being joined and headed by Just a Feeling. In behind them, Proud Dennis. Antina hard ridden from Archipenko. Down the outside, Ginger and Spice under pressure. Charlight starting the finish on well, and further back was Hindmarsh getting clear from Jazz Classic. Miss Mastville is still cleared out the 200 metre mark. Out after it is Archipenko from Just a Feeling, and Charlight racing greenly. Miss Mastville is in front with 100 to go. It's shortening stride. It won't be beaten. No, Archipenko won't bridge the gap, and Miss Mastville has won by a neck. Second is Archipenko, third Charlight. They're followed by Just a Feeling. Further out in the track then was Antina from Hindmarsh, Proud Dennis. Then came Jazz Classic, Fine Opera. Further back in the field, making up good ground, Final Fox, then Ebbing Tide. Further back, Barvana, Ginger and Spice, and Opaque Prince was last. Ready. They'll go any moment from now. Holinga Star stands quietly with Miss Mastville. There they go. And jumped away in a near perfect line. Prince Thor on the outside, one of the first to show out. Miss Mastville is going quickly along the inside rail to assume control. And going fast is Jack of Spades in the early stages. They're followed just in behind them as they settle fully into stride by Linda Star, also their British Goddess. Back behind those runners is Blazing Romance from Sungari Lad, and dropping out to be a distant last is Devil's Castle with so far last about third last. Leaving the back straight, Miss Mastville at the 600 by a half to Jack of Spades, attempting to put on the pressure on the outside. They're about 3 lengths in front of a Linga Star. British Goddess is well placed on the outside of it rather, and they're followed further back in the field by Blazing Romance. So far, Lasses there too. And out wide, Prince Thor. They're about to straighten up, and Miss Mastvil got about 3/4 to Jack of Spades, given the whip. They're followed after a couple of lengths by Linga Star. Miss Mastvil by about a half as they straighten up on the outside. Jack of Spades can't get to it. Miss Mastvil is a clear leader with 100 to go. Jack of Spades can't bridge the gap, and coming home well a Linga Star. Miss Mastvil stopping in the dying stages, wins by a head. 2 on the outside, Jack of Spades, ahead away 3rd. On the extreme outside, a Linga Star. They're followed by Blazing Romance, then Prince Thor, So Far Lass, British Goddess, Sungari Lad, and last of all in the event was Devil's Castle. Stand by for a start. All set. Jackarel finally boxed. There's an attendant in its gate, so holding it steady. Ready now. Lady Sorby on the inside. Red light still flashing. There they go. And got away in a fair line too. Over on the outside, Silver and Black has jumped away reasonably well. Diane's Son was smartly into stride, and also going quickly on the inside. Duncan Lass is being revved up. Joe Shilley is showing blistering early speed. Will head them all off in the early stages. And as they settle down, it's Joe Shilley about a half. Duncan Lass, though, wants the lead and kicks up on the inside to get on terms. They're followed out wider by Diane's Son. Alinga Star is in the firing line too, and they're followed out wider by Miss Mastvil. Back behind them is Bricklin. Silver and Black is running about 5th from Jackarel. Down to the 400. Duncan Lass kicks up on the inside to go to the front from Joe Shilley. They're 2 lengths in front of Miss Mastvil, Diane's Son. Silver and Black struggling at the moment. They're followed by Bricklin, and down the outside, Suave Gentleman. Duncan Lass hit with everything. The 200 shortening stride. Miss Mastvil is grabbing it with every stride. Miss Mastvil has taken the lead. Silver and Black coming home late. It's Miss Mastvil going home the best and goes on to win from Silver and Black. 3rd, either Suave Gentleman or Duncan Lass, who weakened badly. They're followed by Bricklin. Further back on the inside was Alinga Star. Rispatoso galloping right over their heels at the finish. Was coming home strongly from Born Supreme. They're followed further back in the field then along the inside by Lady Sorby. Further back in the race then, fair way out of its ground there was Diane's Son. Joe Shilley weakened out of it from My Trojan, who was one of the last in.
Happen now. They've got tipping time in. Shengla, I think, is in, but very, very towy. He's a 7-year-old by Golio. He hasn't done much racing, though. This is only his 4th start today, so he's obviously had problems when a younger horse. They're off this time, and Shengla jumped well out wide. Let's have a look at them. Red all over, a bit slow to begin, and also slow out was Avon Bray. Working through the pack, tipping time showing speed, and as they settle fully into stride, Ariak is going to hunt up with Miss Mastvil to be a leader with Flash Down. And also going very quickly in the pack too was Caddy's Rain. Just in behind them, Abandoned Play. Miss Mastvil now getting back to about 5th, followed by Shengla showing good speed. Next over on the inside, Native Grace can't get to them early from Red all over. Then tipping time, and further back in the field, last of they come to the turn is Common Clay. and tailed off is Avon Bray. They straightened up and flashed down, went up with Ariak from Caddy's Rain, a line of 3. Over on the outside, Little Miss Mastvil is starting to peg them back, and they were followed further back then at the 200-metre mark by Abandoned Play and Native Grace under the stick as they work down close to home. Little Miss Mastvil's ranged up on the outside. Here's Native Grace pegging her back, but Little Miss Mastvil is too good, and Little Miss Mastvil goes to the line. There's not much of her, but she's honest, and she's won a length and a half to Native Grace. Third is close between Ariak, Caddy's Rain and Common Clay coming from the tail. Then Flash Down, who knocked up, as did Abandoned Play, red all over. Shinglai further back in the field, and they were followed by Tipping Time, and Avon Bray was tailed off.
Racing this time, Leroy Soliel came out fairly near the outside, and way well also out there was Tourist Delight to be very prominently placed, and they were followed by Miss Mastvil, and Gallant Lad was going very quickly. Easy Watches up in that leading bunch as they settle fully into stride, but Tourist Delight is the leader. Shows in front to Miss Mastvil, followed by Easy Watches, making ground along the rails third. Corvus Delecti a length and a half further back fourth, followed then by Gallant Lad. Leroy Soliel is running about fifth and covering ground as they approach the home turn. A good gap of about 3 lengths to Velocia, being followed by Intrepid Mac. Venetia Pride well back, followed by Hazorum, and Bel Nero is last of all. Round the home turn here, and Easy Watch has gone to the lead. Shows up in front. There's Quarter Horse about a length and a half clear of Miss Mastvil on the outside. Gallant Lad looking for the way out, and they are clear then to At the Distance, who's running on well down the outside. At the Distance goes to the lead here to Easy Watch on the inside. It's At the Distance on the outside, getting the upper hand over Easy Watch, and At the Distance will come down to the post to score. At the Distance home a length and a quarter. Miss Mastvil second. Verocia flying down the outside got third, followed by Easy Watch, Corvus Delecti, Gallant Lad, then Leroy Soliel. They are being followed back behind them then. Over out very deep on the track by Venetia Pride. Back behind them then came Toys to Light, and they were followed by Bel Nero, and Hazorum was the last one home, and the lucky last. For the final race, red light is on. Set to go in the lucky last racing, and Yali Prince over towards the outside, and New Sign were among the first to get going. John's Lad began beautifully. He's going towards the lead, and Miss Mastvil showing the customary speed down near the inside as they settle fully into stride. Undisturbed was in behind those, and they were closely followed by High Candles, and then Court Show, who's covering a bit of ground. Yaram Lee is up in that leading bunch too, striving towards the lead, where Yali Prince and New Sign at the 800-metre mark in front from John's Lad and Yaram Lee. Nothing much between the four of them. They're out by 2 lengths to Undisturbed. Miss Mastvil and Court Show still covering ground. Le Boutonniere is next, and then came Tenno Le Professor as well back in the field, and they were followed then by Silver Raider and Carablad. Was last of all a packing field with New Sign up on the outside of John's Lad as they run down to the home turn now with about 450 metres left to go. Yali Prince is about 4 deep. Yaram Lee is still in the picture too as they round the home bend, and they are clear to Undisturbed, who's looking for the way out. Le Boutonniere back on the rails behind those, and High Candles, and here's Court Show down the outside. Yali Prince out wide, and John's Lad at the 200-metre mark. They show the way, and Miss Mastvil with Le Boutonniere getting up on the inside. Court Show out wide, but Yali Prince in front. Is Yali Prince holding the lead. Le Boutonniere is going through on the inside. Le Boutonniere, they hit the line. Le Boutonniere, or on the outside, Yali Prince. Miss Mastvil was third. Court Show fourth. Le Professor next on the inside. John's Lad. They were followed by Silver Raider, Undisturbed. Next home, High Candles. Tenno out wide from Carablad, who caught the field. A New Sign was last of all.